Hello, Bedford. My name is Mike Fournier. I'm the Superintendent of Schools here for the Bedford School District, and I am standing on the Thomas Preston Memorial Field and the Alex J. Higgins Memorial Track on this beautiful fall day in October. And so I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about the warrant article that passed last March for fiscal year 21. It was about a $719,000 warrant article where we had lots of athletic improvements in our district, and this is just one of them. So I want to share with you a little bit about that. So on this track was repaved and relined. We also have a new storage facility for some of our middle school athletic teams. We also have a high jump area. We have a long jump area. We have discus, and we have shot put and a discus cage for safety. And we also included some new fencing around the field, which was falling apart. So I'm just very grateful for the community of Bedford to support the athletics here in our town and for our schools. And then with me today, I also have our assistant principal from Lurgio Middle School, Kristen Gauthier, who also serves as our athletic director. And she's going to talk to you a little bit about how these improvements have really helped the middle school athletic program.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you to the town of Bedford as well. I'm really excited about these improvements. Track and field is one of the largest teams at Lurgio Middle School. We have over 100 students each year that compete on our track and field teams. This new and improved facility is really going to allow us to have more frequent track meets. It's also going to allow our practices to be safer due to the discus cage. We also have the new fencing around here, which gives us some safety from the road as well. It also gives us a lot of opportunities to practice high jump and long jump and some of the more technical events. So we're giving kids a really, really great start as they enter their track and field careers in high school and beyond.
With me here today is Athletic Administrator Corey Parker, and he oversees all things sports at Bedford High School. And so I'd like to welcome him to talk a little bit about the impact that the new high school turf has had, not only on the high school, but on our community as a whole.
Thanks, Mike. Yes, community members, thank you again for your dedication and support to Bedford High School athletics. And as you can see with the field behind us, we needed a much needed facelift. Much like carpets at home, after about 10 years of a turf field, you really start to diminish the actual artificial fibers in it as they shred down with overuse over that decade. And so it was something that certainly was needed, certainly something appreciated. And two changes that were really big to this that we added from the previous field that we were able to put in was the Brock pad underneath it, which is a 1-inch pad that goes across the entire turf field, which helps with the cushioning of the surface, as well as helps with drainage. And so that's a huge upgrade for the facility. In addition, we've been able to show our true colors and our Bedford pride by being able to put a nice B right on the middle of the field, so when people play here and they see the games live streamed, they know where they are. And so this field has been in full use safely since we've been able to start sports on September 7th, and I continually see that through our sport day, which goes to about 9:30 each night, but then all our local community teams that get to reap the benefits as well throughout the weekend time. So to the community, to all our student athletes and coaches, we thank you again for your commitment in providing the best for our students here at Bedford High.
I am now standing in the Bedford High School Gymnasium. And as you know, this gymnasium actually can become quite large. It's not only the Bedford High School Gymnasium, but if you look at that wall over there, that wall actually opens up, and on the other side is the Ross A. Lurgio Middle School Gymnasium. Right now it's closed, of course, but this opens up, and many of you may have seen that on voting day, when you come to Bedford High School to vote, that wall is open, so this space becomes much larger and can host much larger events. In our athletic warrant article that passed in March, there was $46,000 that was put aside to refinish these floors. These floors were 13 years old, had lots of use, lots of polyurethane over the top of it. And so these were sanded all the way down to the wood, re-stained, and as you can tell, they are absolutely beautiful. They look very nice now. And so with me today, I continue to have both Corey Parker, who is the high school athletic administrator, and I also have Kristen Gauthier, who is the middle school athletic director. And so they can tell you a little bit about the impact on this for not only our school sports, but also our recreational activities that occur outside of the school day and on weekends.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, following up on what Mike just informed you about the much needed sanding that takes place on the court, we actually were able to, again, put a couple upgrades in that I think is not only going to make our programs better, but also the recreational programs in town, which is the inclusion of a permanent striped line for sideways basketball, which a lot of our youth programs use on the weekends, and as well as our volleyball courts, which now takes away the need to put down painter's tape every so often, which again, the less you put on a surface, the better the life of that actual surface. So, and certainly an upgrade with a paint job goes a long way as well and makes the gym really pop. I think what's really noticeable is when we welcome fans in is by sanding the floor, we actually changed the color of the tint of the wood drastically. And so, although we are changing the lights in the gymnasium, we have not done so yet, the gym looks and feels way brighter for not only spectators, but certainly more importantly, our student athletes competing on the surfaces. So on behalf of Ms. Gauthier and the Lurgio athletic programs, and myself for all our high school athletic programs, we thank you again for your commitment in being able to provide a resource for a good 10 years to the best of our abilities for our student athletes. So thank you again.
Now I'm here at Memorial Elementary School, which is our pre-K through 4 elementary school on Old Bedford Road, and we're going to be heading into our health office, which was one of the major renovations that came out of our capital expenditure plan this year. And as you recall, we budgeted about $194,000 for this project. It came in at about $169,000. There was a lot of work to do to get through some concrete to make this an ADA compliant bathroom, so we're going to head in and check it out. So with me today are Principal Phil Shapler and also our school nurse, Anna Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Fournier. Yes, he had mentioned the benefits of the school, and this has been a benefit to the entire school community, having this space for our health office. And it took some creative thinking to get this done. So for instance, we didn't have extra rooms just to say, let's build a health office in our empty room. So what we had to do was convert some building space. This was a conference room where I'm standing now, and next door we had some office space from our preschool offices. We combined the two of them to create this nice health office. The existing, pre-existing health office has now become additional space for our preschool offices, as well as some additional gym storage area there for our physical education program. We then converted my office into a conference room. We put a wall up dividing my office up and built some space so that we'd have some additional room to have meetings and a conference area for our staff and parents. So there's a lot of creative things happening to make this space work, and we're very pleased and we're very appreciative for everyone who supported it to make this happen. Thank you.
And probably the person who's most impacted by this change is our school nurse, Anna Cook, here at Memorial School. And so I'd like Anna to share a little bit about the benefits that she has noticed right away since this remodel has taken place.
Okay, so in the past, without a bathroom in the nurse's office, generally the office would have to be locked and I'd have to leave to help a child, and then we'd also have to close off the public bathroom for them. But often they were embarrassed by it as well because they were going with the nurse into the public bathroom, so that's tricky. And so for that piece, it's really important as well for students. But importantly, the health office is a place where students come for privacy, for sharing information that's on their heart. It's a place where the door is always open, so you don't need an appointment. So it's just great to have a really wonderful health office. Thank you.
So with me now is Elliot Perry. Elliot is a 4th grader here at Memorial School and a big advocate for this health office. And so he's going to take a minute and just talk about the benefits and why he's so excited that this job is now complete.
Well, thank you, Mr. Fournier, and thank you, Mr. Marai. Me and my mom advocated for this nurse's office. So yeah, we advocated for it. We told people, okay, please vote for the bathroom for the nurse's office. It's just great to know that we have a bathroom and we have a bigger space, because now and Mrs. Cook admitted this too, the purpose of a nurse's office, it's open, kids are able to talk about privacy stuff, and you can give kids privacy, and knowing that we have a bathroom for privacy reasons, we do not have to go in across the way to the 1st grade restrooms, or the adult restroom, which is actually right here, or the 2nd grade wing restrooms, which is down there. This room is actually the Memorial School conference room. Our not know where it is now, but I would assume it's in a better place. So it's just great to know that we have a bathroom and we have a bigger space.
Thank you. Very nice job, Elliot. I'm proud of you. Fourth grader, your last year, and we got our health office. So now I'm here in the Memorial School cafeteria, and as you can see, these floors are actually brand new. So the school district budgeted about $240,000 to replace floors, not only at Memorial, but at Peter Woodbury and McKelvey, most of which were 30 years old or more. And the reason for replacement is simply because many of the floors begin chipping, peeling up, difficult to replace, and also you can no longer wax them and clean them for the following year. So these upgrades were really necessary, and so it just allows for smoother traffic in our schools. And so we actually spent $195,000 was the actual cost for these, but this was much needed across the district. Very grateful for the community to support our ongoing maintenance efforts in our schools. So thank you. Now I'm here at Ritter School, which is another one of our K-4 schools. This one is on New Boston Road here in Bedford. And the project that was here was the repair and the overlay paving of our parking area all over and around the school. So as you know, Ritter was built in 1999. The pavement was original, so 20 years old, and it was crumbling on the edges and just needed patchwork in many different places. So in order to accommodate not having to do a full repair down the road, we did an overlay. So as you can see, everything is nice and clean. There's no more ruts, no more pitting, as well as line striping. And so we budgeted for about $211,000 for this project, and it came in a little higher than we expected at $228,000. But nevertheless, it was done. Very pleased with the work, and I hope this lasts us at least another 20 years.
Thanks for everything, all those special things